defensively, they're playing hard. They've got good size on both lines, both sides of the ball. And special teams-wise, they've got the best kick returner in the conference, and there are a lot of good ones. But he's been good for 3 years now. Excellent player, so it's going to be a challenge for us as well. So, yeah, we'll start our preparation today, and you know, make sure we all got warm clothes, and we'll get ready to go for Saturday.
What's for the team between 8 wins and 7 wins?
You know, it's good emotionally in all regards. I mean, it's just, you know, it's like anything else. It's a big difference. And, you know, to win your last game, we're going to have a break. I don't know where we're going or what the plans are after Saturday. But, you know, it's like going into a bye week. You know, it's just more fun to go into a bye week after a win. It doesn't always work that way, but certainly that's our goal. You know, it's as simple as that. We just want to play well Saturday and try to get a win.
It's the one thing Weber's probably improved on the most since you watched it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you know, I just got off the phone with one of the reporters. I think the thing that, you know, stands out to me the most about him is just how well he played early. You know, it seems to me like from the day he hit the field, he's looked good. So I'm not saying there hasn't been a progression, but I thought the guy really played very well early in his career and appeared to be very unflappable. But he just had a very impressive demeanor out there in the field, and that's a credit to him. As a result of that, I mean, it's not a huge surprise that he's had such a good career.
Stoudemire's had a nice career as a kick returner 2 years ago. That was probably the one detriment you maybe had in 55-0 game. But what do you see out of him, and is he somebody you kick away from just because of his success?
If we're smart, we will. I mean, you know, it's not like we really covered very well, so you know, yeah, that's a sore subject. You know, I can just say he's really a good player. He's, as I said in my opening remarks, in my mind, and we've got a lot of good kick returners in our league, but I think he's the best. He's proven it on paper and on the field, more importantly on the field. And we got a first-hand glimpse of him in 2 years ago, like you said. That was, you know, just hard to believe how well he did against us. He really went right through us.
Based on Minnesota's game against Illinois, was that more indicative of how well Minnesota could play, or did they just catch the line out?
Well, it's the Big Ten. I mean, you know, conference games are tough every week, and you know they played very well there. Got the win on the road, and you know their game with Northwestern was back and forth, so that could have gone either way. And that's a team that beat us. So, yeah, to you know try to predict outcomes in our conference, to think you know going into it what's going to happen. I wouldn't want to venture down that path, and I hope none of our players do. You know, we got great to play a good football game. Because they showed what they're capable of doing there, for sure.
You've seen, how have the players and staff gone since they moved out Brewster? I mean, how have they...
Yeah, I think that game's indicative of, you know, where they're at. They haven't surrendered by any stretch. They played a very good game down there against a team that's been playing well. So it's a real credit to them. It's a credit to the staff, the players, and you know, we expect their best shot this week.
Last year they came, they played us tough. Our defense, we held them scoreless, and then our offense put 13 on the board, enough to get the win. But they're a tough team last year, and they have nothing to lose. And they're going to give us their best shot. We got to come prepared.
How big of a game is this in the big picture?
It's big. You're playing for a better bowl game. You're playing for a trophy game first and foremost, with a rivalry game with Minnesota. They played us tough last year, and we expect the same thing this year.
Are you guys still upbeat? I mean, you mentioned that you can win 9 games this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a team that never wants to quit. We always got something to play for. I mean, whether it be pride or for a January 1st bowl game. In this case, we have a chance to play for a January 1st bowl game. But before we can even think about that, we got to go up there and know that Minnesota's a tough and competitive team, and they're going to be ready for us. I mean, they're going to be fired up, and I'm sure this is their senior day, and so they're going to be player inspired. So we're going to have to go up there with the focus that this is going to be a tough team, and that we got to get it done. And I think just the fact that we're playing another Big Ten game, you know, people on the team are just excited about that. You know, everybody here loves football, and we just want to keep them playing. So I don't think anybody's really down, but we do have to clean up the small errors.
How do you guys prepare for Minnesota? I mean, you look statistically and they're horrifying, but you guys are trained to not worry about that type of
Right, and we don't worry about that at all. I mean, anyone can beat anyone on any day. I think Minnesota beat Illinois. And that was a big upset there. So, I mean, definitely we got to be ready on our toes. We're at their place. You know, it's probably their senior day, I'm assuming. You know, it's going to be a big game for them and us. So we just got to come out and compete as hard as we can.
You worry at all about the weather? I mean, it's
not really. I mean, we live in Iowa. We get everything from 60-degree weather last week to now 20 degrees last night. So it doesn't really bother us a whole lot. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Now, if it's snowing, that'd be something new for us. But other than that, I think we'll be all right.
Coach says if he was a fan, he wouldn't even go to a game when it was that cold. But you guys kind of have it better because you're on the field, you're moving around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure it's cold for guys that are standing on the sidelines and people in the stands. But, I mean, moving around, I don't really need sleeves or anything like that. I'll feel good all day.
Huge difference between 8 wins and 7 wins?
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, you know, you ultimately want to get at least 10 wins a year. I mean, be a successful year. I think that's what we were striving for at least. People had a lot of high expectations for us. We didn't achieve those. And I think we want to win one more. I mean, one more win's better than one more loss. So it'll be all right.
In terms of the mentality, you know, it's the last game for an extended period of time. You know, it's an opponent that you respect, that you know we have a great history with, but at the same time, you know, you really want to beat them. You know, normally you'd be playing for a bowl trophy. This time we're playing for the Floyd of Rosedale. So.
Obviously, you understand that there's a trophy at stake, and if you win, you get it. If you lose, you don't. So obviously, it's important to win, and that's kind of what the significance of a trophy in any game is. It's all about just winning, and if you can win, then you get to keep the trophy. If not, then you don't. So I don't think it's anything more complicated than that.
As a quarterback, could you emphasize a little bit that? I think you said 3 coordinators in about 4 or 5 years.
Oh yeah.
If I was coaching mid-season, How, from an outsider's view, how have you seen the way they've kept things together?
From watching him on film, I think he's done a tremendous job every year. That's not easy to learn a new offense every year. I can definitely tell you that. I mean, it's hard enough to learn the one offense that we have and to get better at it, but to try to figure out what the defense is doing and then know exactly what you're doing is a whole nother battle. So that's a lot harder for him, and but he's probably learned a lot about the game from going through that, and I think it will pay off for him in his future. But I think he's a tremendous competitor, great quarterback, and he's seems like he's definitely the leader of that team. Sometimes the pocket breaks down, and I think he does a great job of sitting in there and making throws, which it's gutsy. It's very hard to do, to sit in there. It's easy to watch on film, but when you're out there, it's hard to sit in there and make some of the throws that I've seen him make on film. Honestly, I don't know how difficult it would be. I'm not going to try to put myself in his shoes, because what he's had to go through is a lot harder than what I've had to go through. So I'm not going to try to pretend that I know what that's like. But my hat's off to him for what he's been able to do with all that adversity, and how he's been able to stay successful each year.